A panel of experts at the Universal Peace Federation has now issued a warning on the growing threat of EMP or electromagnetic pulse weapons. Such an attack can knock out virtually all communications and other critical services of countries in a matter of minutes.
An EMP or an electromagnetic pulse is a burst of high energy radiation that can be generated by a nuclear explosion, a solar flare, or even a man-made device. When an EMP hits the Earth's atmosphere, it can travel for thousands of miles, disrupting electronic devices and causing widespread damage. The effects of an EMP attack can be devastating. Power grids could be knocked out, communication systems could be crippled, and transportation could be paralyzed. In the aftermath of an EMP attack, society could quickly descend into chaos. In this video, we're going to take a closer look at the threat of EMP attacks. We'll discuss the history of EMP technology, the potential threats to our infrastructure, and the recent news about political threats. We'll also talk about what you can do to protect yourself and your family from an EMP attack. So if you're interested in learning more about this very real and very dangerous threat, then stay tuned. This is a video you won't want to miss. To understand the significance of EMPs, let's take a step back and explore their origins. Electromagnetic pulses were first discovered during the early days of nuclear weapons testing. These high-intensity bursts of electromagnetic radiation can wreak havoc on electronic devices, disrupting or even destroying them. Initially viewed as an unintended consequence, the destructive power of EMPs was quickly recognised and studied further. The history of EMP technology dates back to the early days of nuclear weapons development. In 1945, the first nuclear test, Trinity, was conducted in New Mexico. The explosion created a powerful EMP that knocked out power grids and damaged electronic devices hundreds of miles away. This discovery led to the development of EMP weapons. The first EMP weapons were nuclear weapons that were designed to create a powerful EMP. However, in recent years, there has been development of non-nuclear EMP weapons. These weapons are designed to create a powerful EMP without the use of nuclear explosions. EMP weapons are a serious threat to modern society. Our infrastructure is heavily dependent on electronic devices. The threat of EMP attacks is real. The United States is vulnerable to this threat, and the government has not taken any significant steps to protect the country. Today, as technology continues to advance, the potential threats posed by EMPs are more alarming than ever before. One of the most critical areas of concern is our supply chains. Modern societies heavily rely on complex networks to transport goods and services across vast distances. However, in the event of an EMP attack, these intricate systems could grind to a halt. EMPs unleash chaos by frying the electronic systems that keep our supply chains running smoothly. Trucks, planes, and ships suddenly become immobilized. Grocery store shelves go bare. Hospitals struggle to access life-saving medications, and essential goods become scarce. The economic and humanitarian consequences could be catastrophic. So, it is essential for us to examine the vulnerabilities of our supply chains and develop strategies to mitigate the risks. Beyond supply chains, another area at risk is our national security. In an interconnected world, technology plays a pivotal role in military operations, intelligence gathering, and communication systems. If an adversary were to launch an EMP attack, our defense mechanisms could be severely compromised. The United States is highly dependent on electronic devices. Our power grids, communication systems, and transportation networks are all vulnerable to EMP attacks. The effects of an EMP attack would be felt for years to come. It would take time to rebuild our infrastructure and recover from the economic damage. In recent years, there have been a number of reports about potential threats of EMP attacks. In 2017, the Department of Homeland Security warned that the United States is vulnerable to a nuclear EMP attack. In 2018, the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering and Medicine released a report that warned that a solar flare could cause widespread EMP damage. These reports have raised concerns about the threat of EMP attacks. However, the US government has not taken any significant steps to protect the country from this threat. EMPs have the potential to disrupt military communication channels, rendering our forces unable to coordinate effectively. Satellite systems and GPS, which are vital for accurate navigation and targeting, could be disabled. Our intelligence infrastructure might face significant setbacks, affecting our ability to gather crucial information. Such vulnerabilities highlight the need for robust countermeasures to protect our national security interests. Let's not forget the backbone of our modern society, the power grid. Our entire infrastructure heavily relies on steady supply of electricity. However, power grids are highly susceptible to EMPs, posing a significant threat to our daily lives. Imagine a scenario where a massive EMP fries the transformers and control systems of our power grids. Suddenly, lights go out. Hospitals lose vital life support systems, and transportation systems grind to a halt. The chaos that ensues would be unprecedented. It is crucial to invest in technologies that safeguard our power grids from EMP attacks and develop contingency plans to restore power swiftly. In recent years, there have been alarming reports of nations investing in EMP technologies and potentially planning attacks. Such developments emphasise the need for increased awareness and proactive measures to safeguard our critical infrastructure. By staying updated on the latest news and supporting policies that prioritise EMP defence, we can work towards securing a more resilient future. While nuclear explosions are often associated with EMPs, there are various potential sources that can generate these pulses. Let's explore different types of EMP sources and their implications for infrastructure protection. Nuclear EMPs are typically caused by high-altitude detonations of nuclear weapons, which release a burst of electromagnetic radiation. Non-nuclear EMP weapons, such as radio frequency weapons and high-powered microwaves, can also generate EMPs. These weapons have the advantage of being more accessible and can be used to target specific areas or infrastructure. Additionally, severe solar storms, known as coronal mass ejections, have the potential to unleash natural EMPs. These storms release massive amounts of charged particles into space, which, when directed towards Earth, can induce powerful geomagnetic storms capable of damaging electrical systems and disrupting infrastructure. By recognising the various sources of EMPs, we can better understand the range of threats and develop comprehensive strategies to protect our critical infrastructure. One crucial approach to mitigating EMP risks is through infrastructure hardening. This involves designing and constructing critical systems and equipment to withstand the intense electromagnetic fields associated with EMPs. Hardening techniques includes shielding sensitive components, improving grounding practices, and utilising surge protection devices. Another strategy involves conducting comprehensive risk assessments to identify vulnerabilities and prioritise protective measures. This includes assessing the resilience of power grids, communication networks, transportation systems, and other critical infrastructure components. By understanding potential weak points, we can allocate resources more effectively to fortify these areas. Developing advanced EMP detection systems and early warning mechanisms can provide crucial time for response and allow for the implementation of contingency plans. Investing in research and development of innovative technologies that mitigate EMP effects can further enhance our infrastructure's resilience. By combining these strategies and fostering collaboration amongst government agencies, private sector entities and international partners, we can significantly strengthen our defence against EMP threats. In the face of the potential threat of EMPs, it is essential to discuss preparedness and mitigation strategies. While it may not be possible to completely eliminate the risk, there are steps that individuals, communities and governments can take to minimise the impact of an EMP event. The important aspect of preparedness is building resilience in our infrastructure. This includes implementing measures such as electromagnetic shielding, redundancy in critical systems, and hardening of vulnerable components. Governments and private sectors need to collaborate to ensure the resilience of our power grids, telecommunication systems and other critical infrastructure. It is also essential for individuals to be prepared for emergencies. Creating personal emergency kits, including essential supplies like food, water, medications and battery-powered communication devices, can help mitigate the impact of prolonged power outage or disruption of services. Addressing the EMP threat requires international cooperation and policy coordination. The impact of EMPs transcend national boundaries, making it crucial for countries to collaborate and share best practices in preparedness and mitigation strategies. International organisations such as the United Nations and regional security alliances can play a vital role in facilitating dialogue, information sharing and capacity building among member states. Joint efforts in research, development and the establishment standards for EMP resilience can enhance global preparedness. Governments should also prioritise the development of comprehensive national EMP strategies. These strategies should encompass risk assessments, infrastructure hardening, emergency response plans and public education campaigns. By integrating EMP considerations into national security and emergency management frameworks, countries can be better equipped to mitigate the impact of an EMP attack. In conclusion, EMPs pose a significant threat to our infrastructure and way of life. As we've explored in this video, the history, advances, potential threats and the recent news surrounding EMPs emphasise the importance of preparedness and awareness. We encourage you to research further, engage in discussions and stay updated on this critical topic. By understanding EMPs and their vulnerabilities, we can work towards mitigating risks, strengthening our infrastructure and ensuring the resilience of society. Thank you for joining us today on this enlightening journey. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more informative content and share the video to raise awareness about EMPs. Together, let's stay prepared and ensure that we are ready for the unthinkable.